Top 5 Terrifying True Experiences People Still Can't Explain. Some people claim ghosts aren't real. Others say the mind just plays tricks. But the 5 people in this video, they're sure of what they saw and heard. No medications, no hallucinations, just terrifying real-life moments that still keep them awake at night. Let's start with a story that begins in an empty daycare and ends with a whisper that drove a man to quit his job. Chapter 5 The Whisper in the Basement. He was the last one in the building. The kids had gone home. The staff was long gone. It was just him, locking up the daycare, doing one last round of cleaning before the weekend. He brought down crates of Thanksgiving decorations into the basement. It was cold, low ceiling, barely any light. It always felt off. As he hauled a box of Christmas decor up the stairs, he heard it, a child's voice, laughing, muffled. He searched every classroom, every playroom, every bathroom. Nothing. Then he realized he hadn't checked the basement. He went back down, called out, nothing. But one of the toy cars, the kind toddlers push with their feet, moved on its own. No one there. No reason for it to move. He searched the boxes, called out again. Silence. Then, a loud plastic clatter behind him. There was no draft, no movement, just that feeling that something was down there with him. Then came the whisper, a voice so soft. It said his name. He ran, slammed the door, called his boss, then called the police. They found nothing. He never went back. Hearing something that shouldn't be there is disturbing enough, but what if it follows you home? Figure 4. The voice in the apartment. It was supposed to be a normal night. He got home from work, demolished a bowl of Chipotle, and passed out on the couch. Later, groggy and half asleep, he dragged himself to the bathroom to take out his contacts. That's when he heard it. His name, spoken softly, by a woman. He lived alone. He checked the apartment. Nothing. Even called his mom to be sure it wasn't her. She was asleep. Definitely not in his apartment. He tried to brush it off, lay down in bed, almost asleep, and then he heard it again. This time, from inside his bedroom. He opened his eyes and saw her, a tall, pale woman with long black hair, standing at the foot of his bed, distorted features, silent. He fumbled for the light, knocking over the lamp. When it finally turned on, she was gone. He searched every inch of that apartment. There was no one, and no way he imagined how real it felt. Still convinced it's all in their heads. Then explain this next one. 3. The cup that wouldn't stay put. A man hears a crash in his kitchen. A plastic cup fallen to the floor. He lives with his brother, but he's home alone. He puts it back on the cabinet, thinks nothing of it, until the next night, when it falls again. Same cup, same sound, same impossible distance for it to fall on its own. Then, footsteps above him, but his brother's not home. He checks anyway. Room's empty, closet's empty. He lets it go, until that night, 2 a.m., dark, quiet, still. Then, tapping on his window, but he's on the 2nd floor. There was no one outside. There couldn't be. Some things knock once. Others knock until you open the door, and sometimes you wish you hadn't. 2. The figure in the corner of the hotel room. He was on a long road trip, exhausted, just needed a place to sleep. The hotel was old, almost empty. Front desk woman barely looked up when she handed him the key. He laid down in bed, ready to pass out. That's when the first knock came. He checked the hallway. No one. Locked the door. Tried again. Another knock. Still, no one there. And the front desk said only one other guest was in the entire building. He tried to sleep. Headphones in. Calming video playing. It worked. Until he opened his eyes and looked toward the corner of the room. There was something there. A massive figure, easily 10 feet tall, its head nearly touching the ceiling. He flipped on the light. Gone. Light off. Tried again. It came back. This time he saw an arm move. He didn't wait to see more. He bolted out, key in hand. Didn't even say goodbye. That's the kind of thing you can't unsee. But this last one, it stared back. 1. The eyes in the vent. He was 13, doing homework on his bed. He heard laughter, a child's giggle. He checked the living room, the kitchen. His siblings were all upstairs. He went back to work until he heard it again, but this time, it was inside his room. He followed the sound to the corner, to the vent on the floor. He knelt, put his ear to it. Silence. Then, curious, he looked through the vent and saw eyes. Looking back at him, he screamed. His mom ran in, but whatever had been there was gone. He refused to sleep there for a week, and to this day, he swears whatever he saw, it wasn't a trick of the light, and it wasn't human. 5 people, 5 moments they couldn't explain. Maybe you believe them, maybe you don't. But if you've ever heard a voice when you were alone, if you've ever seen something out of the corner of your eye, then you know. Sometimes the scariest part isn't what you see, it's knowing no one else saw it with you.